Welcome to Deep Thought. Strengthen yourself through the storm. What is the storm, you might ask? Just pay attention. We in a time of a storm. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. Yeah, we want to be positive, but let's just be real. We in a time of a storm, and it goes beyond like politics, just everything. We in a social storm. It's a lot of craziness out here. And it's been that way for a while. Anytime, like, we can't even drive our car in certain places without worrying about somebody maybe carjacking us, that's a storm. Many relationships are storms. And there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean, we will really need a change in culture. But until that fully happens, and yes, we can help bring it about ourselves by strengthening ourselves and that contributing to the storm. But we still got to strengthen ourselves. And what I mean by strengthen, I mean more so than a physical thing, but a mental thing. Because think about something. Every time we pick up, if you just on social media, even if you on there just for entertainment or something, you know you're getting some negative stuff. You know there's a lot of negative things that's being talked about. Some of it is real, some of it is false news. Whatever the case, it's still a storm. You got to strengthen your mind through this storm. How you strengthen your mind, you might ask? Well, you got to control your emotions, because one of the things with many things happen, it affects us emotionally, hate something. Remember I talked about, letting go of hate, let go of hate. But you have particularly media organizations, the stuff they feeding us. They'll say, yeah, these people are taking our jobs, or, something like that, keeping us going. Just playing pages, relationships are known for that. But how many videos are up there saying, oh, dislike these men, dislike these women? There's a lot of negativity out there. You have to find the positive, and because all this negativity is affecting you mentally. Heck, it's making some people physically sick. And there's a lot out here. It's a lot of storms, a lot of bad things happening. You have to strengthen your mind through it all. You have to look at it. Some things you're gonna have to be indifferent to, but still deal with it. Some things you're gonna have to control your emotions with, and some things you need to open your mind to, because there are some, there's people out here putting out positive information, positive knowledge, reflecting the light, but there's a lot of people who aren't. And it's like it's created a storm out here. You gotta strengthen yourself. One of the things is, like, when you get, like, you see the news and they'll say, well, this is happening, this is happening. Well, no, you got to really look at it. There's many things I'll see, like, they'll talk about on the news, you'll see on social media, people will talk about, but then you have to read through it yourself. Like, one of the things you can strengthen yourself through the storm is do your own investigation. Ask yourself, okay, how does this affect me? How does this affect the people I love? Because one of the things the days want you to do is just accept any information that's presented. It's like, no, you strengthen yourself by saying, okay, let me investigate this. Let me see what's really going on with it. Like, I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of stuff, a lot of news we get doesn't affect me the same way. Like, I give you an example. I give you an example, and this is from YouTube. I remember back in 2017 now, there was a bunch of women going for guys in the black manosphere. This woman was saying, yeah, we're gonna get all these channels off of here and everything, right? And my name was on the list. Now, did I get upset? I was like, why's my name on the list? So all I did, and I never forget what I did, was I checked what it would take to get me off of here. And I was like, I don't have any of these issues. And I did a very calm video and say, look, I'm not worried about it. Everybody was worried about this woman and what she was talking about doing. And I was just like, man, I was like, because I investigated. And I even did a video where I was talking about that. I said, and I was very calm. Did it in front of a bookcase. I was like, yeah, I looked into all of this. This ain't an issue. Ain't a real issue. But you have to do that. You know, you see something, they come and do the due diligence, investigate it. Because a lot of people will say something. You got a lot of pundits who will say something. Like another one is people always talking about like, you know, how bad things are economically out here, right? And then there's a storm with that. But then there are some people who they're actually doing well. They're actually doing well. So what does Ron focus on? I focus, okay, what are the people doing well doing? You know? How can I get through this storm? What can I do? What can I do to fortify myself? You got to think the same way. You got to think the same way. What are you doing to fortify yourself? And yes, you're going to have to do your own investigations. And no, you got to keep those emotions under control. You got to let go of hate. See, hate's a strong emotion. That's why I talked about it in my last episode. You know, because the storm will make you, part of the storm is making you hate things. It was like, for what? How's this person ain't taking my job? You know, this person or this group of people ain't doing anything to me. So why would I hate them just because something in the media said I should hate them? Because I did the investigation. Or even better yet, I knew myself. I was like, they ain't touching me. They ain't taking a thing from me. You know? But you have so much. That's, like I said, that's part of the storm. False news, propaganda, and everything. You got to really look through it all. You have to ask yourself, is this what I want? Is this what I need to be paying attention to? Let me investigate it myself, you know? Is this really something that's real, or is this something else going on? What's the deal? And I'm gonna tell you what, that's very important. You gotta strengthen your mind. You can't just follow, you gotta ask questions. You have to do that. That's part of strengthening your mind. And even though I said a closed mind doesn't get fed, you have to question everything. You have to have critical thinking. Yes, you're going to look at it, but you got to think critically about it. Does this really hurt you? Is this a real thing? Or is this just propaganda from the days? You know, you got to be a thinker. You know, that's the whole point of deep thought, is for you to think. That's why a lot of times I'll throw something out, but I don't really say do this or that. Well, I say most of the time. This past week I was probably more in yeah, you should do this, you should do that. But for the most part, I'm just saying, just think about it. Think on this. And that's very important, all right? So anyway, though, I want y'all to think on this. And yes, we have a storm out here, but you can be that calm moment in the storm. You can like still get through it no matter what. You can put on that raincoat or whatever. Like I'll tell you, when there's physical storms like thunderstorms, I'm actually real calm. Cause I was like, you know? So that's how you have to be. But through this storm, this emotional storm out here, this social storm, strengthen yourself through your ability to think, all right? So that's all I have for today. Y'all have a great weekend. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.